Assalamualaikum. This is a recording which I make after every TOTIQ class, as much as I can. And this is a combination of 2 days. Yesterday's TOTIQ class online with Ustaz Zaim on the 13th of July. And today's class with on the 14th of July, the morning online TOTIQ class with Jamil Wahab. For those of you who don't know or who suddenly stumble across this video, TOTIQ means Training of Trainers, Inspirasi Quran, whereby I learn how to tadabbur the Quran, insyaAllah. And these recordings are made for me, sebenarnya, for me to remind myself what I learned. Because for most of the classes, I hardly say anything. I just listen, take notes, listen, take notes. But by saying it out, I want to reinforce the learning upon myself. Yeah. So if whatever you hear and see here in this recording, if it's useful for you, may it also be knowledge for you, inshallah. So yesterday morning, TOTIQ online class with Ustaz Zaim, um, we went into details on how to do the BDQ atau berinteraksi dengan Quran Canvas in detail. With Ustaz Fazrul, we did that, but it's more of an overview of things and how the flow starts and begins and ends. But with Ustaz Zaim, we go into the integrity details, the discipline of doing it. So among the steps to do Quran Tadabbur Tazakur, which they call QTT, Quran Tadabbur Tazakur, Ustaz Zaim shares about the 4 steps. Number one, before you do that tadabbur tazakur, read the Quran first, read the Quranic verse. And that's the adab of it. I mean, we want to remind ourselves that we are actually doing tadabbur on the Quranic, on the Arabic Quran, not the translation of the Quran. We're doing tadabbur on the Arabic Quran. Yeah. So it is beradab. It is the adab. It is the show of respect by reading the Quran first, reading the verse first. So step one is to read the verse. Step two is to read the translation. Yeah. Step three, then you do the tadabbur, and then step four, you do the tazakur. Yeah. Just as a reminder, tadabbur is what's the message in this verse, and tazakur is okay. Now I have the message. So what? What am I going to do with it? What's the learning for me? What are my action plans? What I want to do about it? Yeah. In the steps and discipline of doing tadabbur, Ustaz Zaim reminds us of the 3 pantang larang. Yeah. Number one, jangan buat hukum, jangan buat fatwa, jangan halal haram things. Yeah. Unless you're mufti, of course, or anybody in authority. Avoid. Don't do it at all. Yeah. Jangan membuat hukum. Number two, jangan menghukum. Don't say people are wrong, you are better. Yeah. And number three, jangan sombong. Yeah, always remember Allah is the all-knowing, and we're just getting drops from the sea, yeah, of knowledge. Yeah, just drops. So jangan belagak lah. Don't be arrogant. Yeah. So in the steps of doing tadabbur, step one, look at the terjemahan of the verse, yeah, the translation of the verse. And then step two, break that terjemahan into points. Still use the same words from the translation. Is that break it into points? Point one, point two, point three. Still using word per word, word for word. Yeah. Don't add this step three. Don't add anything. Don't delete anything. Take it word for word. It's just that you write it in point form. Yeah, meaning point one, point two, point three, but still using the same words as per the translation, so that we know where the message is, where the emphasis is. Yeah. Ustaz Zaim differentiates between the tadabbur part. You have three segments. Yeah, Allah, ibadah, and sirah. And when we talk about Allah, is the anything to do with Allah. Yeah, iman kita kepada Allah. Anything related to Allah that comes under the category of A, Allah, column A. In the column ibadah is what is related. How are we related to Allah? What's the ibadah? What's the tuntutan atau kewajipan? What are the things that we should do? Yeah, with regards to our relationship with Allah. Yeah. And then step three, no, it's not step three. So the column three is sirah, and when we talk about sirah, it's what's the relationship between us and the people around us in the roles that we play. Roles as a father, as husband, as a brother, as a community leader, as or whoever. So what's the relationship between us and the people around us? Hablum minan nas. Ustaz Zaim also gives us the steps on how to do the tazakur. What's the discipline of it? And what's tazakur is what's the reminder that Allah is giving us through this verse. So steps of doing it, number one, look at the tadabbur point form that we did. Yeah. Number two, highlight the points atau keywords or the important points that we feel is the message of the tadabbur for us. Yeah, so highlight it, underline, up to you. And then number three, you go into the tazakur part, which is four parts. Yeah, peringatan, reminder. Number two, penawar, a cure. Number three, petunjuk. Yeah, what's the sign? Number four, rahmah. What's the doa? Um, for example, in tazakkur of P1, which is peringatan, you start with remember Rizal, remember then your name, yeah, remember Rizal, and what's the message, yeah. So it must be in that structure. The importance of structure, Ustaz Zaim points out, is for us to train our mind on how we look at the Quran. So by following that structure and by repeatedly doing exercises, we start to look it from a certain framework. We start to look at the Quran from a certain framework. So we're actually training the mind to look at that framework. So we must follow those steps. Yeah. Today, with Jamil Wahab, the morning session, 14th of July, Jamil spent a lot of time on getting us really anchored into level one tadabbur, yeah, which is tadabbur the ayat as it is, yeah. Um, and the reminders that he put in to reinforce whatever Zaim said the day before. A is about Allah is about, we looking it from a worldview. Yeah, how we perceive things from a Quranic worldview. Yeah. A. Um, or ibadah is I know what to do as a hamba. Now I know what to do. Yeah. Um, what to do as a hamba. And number three, as which is sirah, it's the manhaj atau lifestyle atau akhlak that we want to portray. We want to, in a practical sense of doing, uh, we want to be what kind of person, yeah? With the roles that we play on a daily basis. And 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 a good anchor, the anchor the which Jamil put into our heads as we're doing tadabbur is tadabbur even in the tazakur, but is this question, dari mana dapat? Ya, dari mana dapat? Where do you get this? Meaning, whatever we write in all those columns, to ensure that the safety gauge, to ensure that we're doing it properly, we're doing it correctly, we're doing it according to the flow that was is taught to us, in the structure that is given to us. Whatever we write, we question it. Where did I get this? Okay, I got this from the tadabbur points. And where did I get the tadabbur points? I get it from the translation of the verse. And where did I get the translation from the verse? I got it from the Quran. Yeah. So there is this flow. And as long as that flow is complied with, I'm on the right track. Yeah. So where did I get this? Or was it just something which I thought of or felt for or imagined? Or was it following the flow as per what the canvas has trained us to do? And we went through a step by step, pimpin tangan kind of exercise, which Alhamdulillah, it helped me and a lot of people. Alhamdulillah. Um, he then and all that was level one. I spent a lot of time on level one, and finally we finally we got into level two, um, which is level two. Tadabbur is about you not only tadabbur the ayat that the verse that you want to study, but you connect with the verse before it or the verse after it or both. Yeah. And see a bigger picture. And that's exciting because then it explains, from one verse, the verse becomes bigger in the sense of we tend to see a bigger picture of how we want to tazakur it, yeah, because of that tadabbur, and it's connected from the verse before and the verse after. The contents of us to tazakur it later on becomes wider, yeah, and you get more things, and then that's I haven't really practiced it yet. Um, I will, inshallah, by today. But I'm looking forward to doing that later on. He gives us tips on how to do this faster, especially finding the verses before and after which connects to one another. Yeah. So he says, look for verses which starts with alazina, because if a verse which starts with alazina most likely is talking about the verse which came before it. So there's a connection. So you have two verses. Yeah. Or the verse which starts with illa, yeah. Um, the verse which has meanings which connect to one another. Some more. I have yet to see an example of that one. And verses which tell a story. Ada kisah dia. He gives an example of kisah Nabi Yusuf. Example. Yeah. So I'm going to get into that and to practice that. Um, may may I be steadfast in this. May I continue to be excited to do this. Yeah. inshallah. May this recording be useful to you too, inshallah. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.